What's up, fam? So we have a sister here who's going to tell us the real reason why Jasmine Crockett lost the Democratic primary election last week. Uh, we're going to listen to a whole spiel, and then we're going to come back, break it down like you know how we do. And as always, I want to hear your take in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's hit it.
Folks, the real reason why people did not want Jasmine Crockett to win, it isn't policy, y'all. It's not her experience and it's not her incompetence. It's about two things, y'all. It's race and it's gender.
Mm.
Because to this country, a black person winning is already too much, y'all. But y'all put a black woman winning, that's double the threat, double the hate. And y'all know what's even sadder and even sicker and even more sadistic? You've got black men online tearing Jasmine down for her wigs, weave, lashes, ghetto, being loud, throwing her under the bus, doing the goddamn work of white supremacist ideology for free. Still competing with black women, still trying to police them, still not realizing that her winning is not a loss for you, it is a win for an entire race. We throw that word around ghetto, but what exactly is ghetto? And how come it don't stick to white folks when they do the same goddamn thing? Because when black folks talk loud, dress bold, wear wigs, weave lashes, it's called unprofessional, too hood. But when white folks turn around and cosplay and do the same thing, that same behavior, it's relatable, it's authentic, it's quirky, and it's shared and it's celebrated. Same behavior, different skin, different type of judgment. So now, this backlash isn't about standards. It's about who they think is allowed to lead. And until we stop internalizing white superiority and projecting it back on black women, we'll keep sabotaging our own race and our own progress and calling it criticism. I'm Dr. O, y'all, and I'm out.
Hmm. Okay. She said she was a doctor. Okay, I get it. She said a lot there, but she seems like she put together two things that don't match. Matter of fact, like she put a whole lot of things together that do not match. So what I want to do is because it's a lot to and to digest and to break down. So let's go back through it together and we're gonna try to break down every little point that she had to say. And then in the end, I'm gonna go for the juggler. All right. Let's start. Let's do it again.
Black folks, the real reason why people did not want Jasmine Crockett to win, it isn't policy, y'all. It's not her experience and it's not her incompetence.
Right. Because Jasmine Crockett had a lot more experience politically and legally than James Tallarico. I really feel that she probably should have won based on merit. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what Donald Trump say he's running on, and what all them, them folk in politics said we're gonna stop with the race. And right now, everything we're gonna do has to do with merit. Well, if we're going by merit, Jasmine Crockett should have been a shoe-in. Hell, they should have just gave her the freaking nomination, right? She just gave it, yeah, she just gave a nomination, the Democratic nomination. She shouldn't have to have ran against anybody. But you know how it is. Everybody, we're on merit, but them folk ain't. Even the adjacent people.
It's about two things, y'all. It's race and it's gender.
Always.
Because to this country, a black person winning is already too much, y'all. But y'all put a black woman winning, that's double the threat.
I won't say double the threat because it's a black woman. I'm gonna say even if it's a black man, it'll be double the threat because shoot, remember years ago, the late great Reverend Jesse Jackson ran for president twice and couldn't even get the Democratic nominee. And that cat had more popularity, did a lot with civil rights, did a lot over, with countries all across around the world, and he still couldn't win the Democratic nomination. So I think it just starts off with black, and then everything else is falling into place.
Double the hate. And y'all know what's even sadder and even sicker and even more sadistic? You've got black men online tearing Jasmine down for her wigs, weave, lashes, ghetto, being loud, throwing her under the bus, doing the goddamn work of white supremacist ideology for free.
Now, I'll empathize with her on this because there are a lot of black men. I don't know. Well, I can't say a lot comparatively, but there are a few black men out there that's online, got a big presence, get thousands and thousands of views per video that talk down, talk bad, like they hate black women. And I try my best not to even entertain it, watch it. I used to watch that stuff in the beginning, but then once you start hearing that everything they're saying is to degrade and destroy black women, I stop. I mean, I unsubscribe and stop watching them, no matter what the topic is, because I mean, dude, we know what you're going to get to. We know you're going to try to talk about a certain news topic, but it's going to always circle back around is how bad black women are. And he's like she says, black men that does this. But with that being said, I myself said something. I didn't say anything about her wigs. I said something about the way she carries herself, where she carries herself. You understand what I'm saying? Ludacris had a song or a verse about, well, it's a different subject, but he said, a lady in the streets and the freak in the bed, right? Basically, it's how you carry yourself around other people is important also as much as how you carry yourself at home. So we can be at home, be amongst family and or what have you, friends and family, and everybody acting a plum fool when we comfortable. But I always have a problem with when we do stuff like that in front of other folk. Even when it comes to like comedians, black people telling certain jokes. I think a lot of jokes are cool for us, but when you get around other people, to me, I don't like, because kind of like the same reason why Dave Chappelle left the Chappelle show. Because he said they had the skits, they were doing it, and he said there were certain jokes that when he heard certain people laugh at the jokes, he said it wasn't like he felt like they wasn't laughing at the jokes, they were laughing at him, like the situation. And I understand that. I understood what he was saying. He said that's why he had to leave, because it's just some things you don't do or don't say around certain people, because the way that they react to it, it's coming from a different ideology. Let's just say that. So this is why I had an issue, like I said, the way she acted on the Congress floor when her and Marjorie Taylor Greene, or Marjorie Greene Taylor, got into it on the floor. And that's why both of them are pretty much ostracized from politics right now, or being in the process of being ostracized right now in politics, is because of the way they acted in front of all those, let's just say it, them people, them white folk that's in Congress, that's running Congress right now. You are a minority being a woman, or being black, or being a black woman. You are a minority in front of all them people, and you're gonna go in there and act a fool in front of in their house. So that right there that should let you know right there, you need to uh act a certain way, behave a certain way. Until you can get in power to make changes, you always got to play by the rules. You always got to play by the rules. I don't care if you're a bad, it could be even in sports. There are cats out there who are athletic, who can jump out the gym, who can run past everybody on the field. But if they did not know the basics of the game, the fundamentals of the game, they were not going to come in and change anything. People will be able to adjust to them to the point of where eventually they'll be up out the game. You see what I'm saying? And this is no different. Let's continue.
Still competing with black women, still trying to police them.
How do you compete and police at the same time? I don't understand. Like I said, that's two things together that don't match. Number one, I've never in my life competed with a black woman. Never in my life competed with a woman, period. I'm either going to try to make something happen or I'm not. It's simple as that. It's not like, oh man, a black woman got it. Now I'm going to have to get it. I don't understand men who think, I don't know a man who thinks like that. If I make money, it's like, oh, I'm not finna. If I make a certain amount of money, it's like I'm gonna say, oh, I gotta make more money than my wife or my girlfriend or my daughter. These women ain't gonna never make more than or my boss. What kind of sense does that make? My thing is, what do I need to do to make me great? That's all. And whether you fall in line or fall off, that's on you, whether you're a woman or a man. But competing, but real men, nah, we ain't competing. We ain't competing with no woman for what? Because there is no competition because we're two different entities, like separate. We're people, but we got different roles and different responsibilities no matter what the heck going on. How can I compete with you? Let's say like with a job. How can I compete with you when you can have to take off work because you're having a baby? You see, know what I'm saying? You're pregnant. Kids get sick. Most likely, you're going to be at home with them. Most likely now. I don't. I'm not. I'm not going to. I'm not trying to compete with you. Like I'm not understanding. And that's just like one little circumstance I'm talking about. I that's why I'm like, I can't compete with you because y'all got different roles, responsibilities.
Still not realizing that her winning is not a loss for you, it is a win for an entire race.
How? Now again, like I said, you got to put the details together. How? If she's acting a certain way in them folks' world, playing by trying to win, but not playing by them folks' rules. Because let's just be honest, who runs the world? Who runs the country? Neely Fuller will have told you that. Read his book. I mean, Dr. Claude Anderson, everybody tell you, you know who controls what. Black men and black women don't control in this country what they control. So again, how that gonna even happen? So how's that a win for the race? So we taking trinkets now? That's what we're taking little tidbits and think we're going to build up. No, here's what could have happened if she was really concerned about winning for the black race, and if you too, because I'm about to get on the voters here in a minute. Don't you just wait. If that was really the concern, Jasmine Crockett would have remained a Jasmine Crockett when she first got in politics and first became like a public figure, and then Jasmine Crockett could quite possibly be your next Texas senator, Texas senator, come 2027.
We throw that word around ghetto, but what exactly is ghetto? And how come it don't stick to white folks when they do the same goddamn thing?
I call it trade. I call it trade. I call it TPT. They want to call us ghetto. I call them TPT. And if you know, well, I almost gave it away. But if you know what TPT means, then I mean, hey, what is understood does not have to be explained. So hey, take it. Sometimes you have. Sometimes you gotta choose your battles wisely. They're gonna continue to call us ghetto. They're gonna say things are woke. Those are our words. No, let's not. But ghetto was a word that was created, I think, by white folks for Italians back in the day when they went to New York. You know what I'm saying? So that was ghetto. It had something to do with like Jewish immigrants and Italian immigrants and stuff coming over the country in the late 1800s, early 1900s. But somehow it evolved to us. We took that word. Let's just be honest. We took that word and tried to make it a word of pride. Like, yeah, we're ghetto. Yeah, we're from the ghetto. I'm from the ghetto, I'm from the projects, from the hood. And now when it's used against us, like the N word, now when it's used against us, now we got a problem with it. But again, choose your battles wisely and learn how to flip a word. If that's what they want to call you, you ask them, what does that mean? How does that, what does that have to deal? What does that have to do with, with supremacy in this country? How is it going to help create justice for all white and non-white people? Shout out to Mr. Neely, the late great Neely Fuller. But if they want to call us ghetto, then say, okay, then we just got to call you, call them TPT. It's as simple as that. I mean, don't get upset and just complain about something without creating a change or to put something back on them equally. Don't get irate. Don't lose your mind. Just use the vernacular, use the same demeanor, same energy they use to call you ghetto, to call their actions TPT.
Because when black folks talk loud, dress bold, wear wigs, weave lashes, it's called unprofessional.
No, 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 no. Hold on. Now, again, you're putting together a bunch of stuff that don't match. I told y'all in a previous video too. Originally, besides those cross dressing people, as we know, white women have been wearing wigs, hair extensions, eyelashes for a long time. And it seems like once my sisters realized that white women were doing that, that's when they started doing it. And then basically y'all are trying to look like them. That's the way I see it. You see, like, back in the day when they used to talk about black men because they had conk in their hair, try to make their hair slick, laid to the side. And what was that, Malcolm X? What did they tell them brothers, the Muslims tell them brothers? You know what I'm saying? You putting this stuff in your hair to burn your hair, to lay it down and make it look, you know what I'm saying, trying to make yourself feel and look white. You know what I'm saying? What makes you ashamed of being black? And shoot, I saw Malcolm X, and it was like, I remember back in the day, I used to try to get like a, what you call it, like a S curl. But shoot, when I saw Malcolm X, I'm like, oh heck no, I ain't finna put nothing in my hair, straighten my hair out, curl it, try to make it look like their hair. We finna brush it and get waves.
Too hood. But when white folks turn around and cosplay and do the same thing, that same behavior, it's relatable, it's authentic, it's quirky, and it's shared and it's celebrated.
I wonder, when I heard her say that, I was like, ain't no way in the world black folks think that. But then I started thinking about these videos I see where they'll show like little white girls doing the same dances, rapping the same songs that we condemn our people for doing it. And I kind of look at it like, dang, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now I won't look at it like, go girl, you go girl. No, I'm saying I ain't the one finna invite you to the barbecue. I ain't to the cookout. I ain't finna do that. I'm gonna be the one to be like, nigga, why are you here? I mean, my bad, you heard it. I'm like, why y'all here? There's got to be some reason, like on the movie Sinners. Nah, y'all can't come in. Go on down there. It's plenty of little old bars down the road that you can play your little music to, or you can dance to and stuff like that. I'm not finna invite you to the cookout or to the juke joint. Not finna do it. So I don't see us celebrating, but you do have some that will invite them to the barbecue, invite them to the dance.
Same behavior, different skin.
But that's a certain type of people that does that mentally, not just black men. That is also black women.
Different type of judgment. So now, this backlash isn't about standards. It's about who they think is allowed to lead. And until we stop internalizing white superiority and projecting it back on black women, we'll keep sabotaging our own race and our own progress and calling it criticism. I'm Dr. O, y'all, and I'm out.
Okay, Dr. O. Again, she put together a lot of stuff in this video, and to me, she really didn't say nothing worth. I mean, there was no facts behind it, no statistics behind what she was saying. She tried to throw black men in there, but I've also seen videos where black women said the same thing, if not worse about Jasmine Crockett for this election with what she wear and how she act. It's the act. Like I say, the wigs, the eyelashes. I mean, if you make them look natural, the hair, if you make it look natural, if you get like strips or sew ins or whatever the case. I don't know what y'all do, but whatever to make y'all done got too comfortable with wigs, and that's what kills me. I remember, oh Lord, I mean the first time I seen a young lady with a wig, and and this is like I'm talking early 2000. It was the craziest thing, and she talking about, man, she take a wig off and she got cornrows on. Like, why? No, I don't feel like doing my hair in the morning. Like, really? So I could understand it, and it was like a turn off for me. So again, it's not black men that you're trying to impress. It's not even yourself you trying to impress. Number one, you just too lazy to do your hair. And two, it helps y'all look like them women, their women, a whole lot easier because now you can wear long hair down your back, but yet you'll have it fire engine red or midnight blue or something like that. But anyway, back to what this woman was saying. I want to get on the part where she tried to blame us brothers for Jasmine Crockett losing this race. So I just had to hit my favorite. This is what kills me. You got a group of people, black women, who like to say how educated they are, and they are. You know, they got degrees. And shout out to degrees. You know, it's a lot of people try to say that it's not that we try to say that degrees don't mean nothing. Degrees mean something in the professional world. Because I got a degree, and I tell everybody, get as many degrees as you possibly can, that you possibly can afford, and try to educate yourself, because the less college degrees that you have, unless you are a business owner, but then too, I would suggest you go to college to take business classes to understand it better. But the more education that you have, the more opportunities that you give yourself professionally. Bottom line. Now, it does depend on which kind of degree you get, but make sure it's a legit. Let's say if you try to go into nursing, if you want to get a nursing degree, don't just stop at an LVN or LPN, depending on part of the country, part of the world you in. But get you an RN, get you a BSN, get you a master's. I mean, you can get a doctorate, a practitioner, whatever. But I would say get at least get at least a bachelor's, a 4-year degree. And then if you want to get any other kind of certification stuff along the way after that, please do it. Anything to help you advance your career and keep all more options open. Because I'll tell you like this. With me, if I've looked at jobs, went on Indeed, looking up jobs and stuff, and there are some jobs, some nursing jobs that I cannot get because I don't have a certain level of a nursing degree. You see what I'm saying? I got the experience to where I can probably just run hoops to anybody who apply with just those degrees, but I don't have, like I say, a certain level of degree. So I figured that I'm probably gonna have to go back to school here pretty soon. But anyway, so what I did is I went to, but with that being said, get these people. I mean, they say they are very. This woman here, she says she's Dr. O. Well, Dr. O, you should have did with me with my little lowly associate's degree did, and went to Chat GPT, and it'll tell you exactly who could be to blame for Jasmine Crockett losing this race last week. So let's go to it. So what I pulled up first was the question I asked, what I said was, show the racial and gender statistics of who and how many people voted for Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico last week. And it says there are two different kinds of numbers to understand the March 3rd, 2026 Texas Democratic Senate primary between Jasmine Crockett and James Tallarico. The actual vote totals, who won and by how many votes, and demographic patterns, which racial or gender groups tended to support each candidate. Now, I say it's also important. Texas does not publish official vote totals by race or gender, okay? Those numbers only come from polling and voter surveys, not the official vote count. So technically, Dr. O, you don't know who did or didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett, because that's what you're going to have to base it on. You can't just say because a black man online talking bad about it, that's why she lost. No, you got to look at who voted for, who didn't vote for, and then that'll kind of, because everybody who didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett don't listen to those red pill, blue pill guys. I'm just sorry. Like I said, I don't listen to them. So everybody doesn't listen. Everybody doesn't listen, because if that was the case, these people, these men would have millions, hundreds of thousands of views every freaking video, but they don't. So here we go. Let's say, so we're going to look at overall vote results. Jane Tallarico got 52.8% to Jasmine Crockett's 46%, approximate, y'all. So racial support estimated from polling now. Black voters, 80%, approximately. These are approximate numbers, y'all. Black voters, 80% for Crockett, 20% for Tallarico. So she dominated the black vote. Matter of fact, where they had the The voting issue with the voter suppression and thing that happened last week, which which is bad in itself, but which should hopefully be a wake up call to our people to stop waiting for to the last minute to vote. Stop waiting to the last second to vote and go vote during early vote. You got 2 weeks, some place you got even 4 weeks maybe, but get up and go vote. The early vote, you can go anywhere in your county. You can do it all day when you on your way to work, on your way home, and there will be nobody in line to stop you from voting. You ain't got to wait hours. It take you a few minutes to. It probably take you longer to park than it would to walk in there and vote if you go early voting. This is me to be a wake up call. That's something that should be pressed strongly to our people, so we stop, procrastinating. White voters, Crockett got 43, approximately 43%. Tallarico, approximately 57%. Hispanic, Crockett got approximately 41%, which isn't bad, and Tallarico got 59%. Now, let's say if this was a popularity vote, which is what a lot of people really base their voting on, Tallarico probably got that vote just by his last name alone. Because with that name like that, I would think he'd be Hispanic or white adjacent. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a reason why he got more. Because Crockett, they say, stomped hard for them immigrants. So let's say Crockett dominated the black Democratic votes, but Tallarico performed stronger amongst white and Latino. Now, gender breakdown. Here go estimates. Pay attention, y'all. Men, 30% men for Crockett and 43% for Crockett. Oh, women for Crockett. Tallarico got 52% men of the male vote, and then he got 44% approximately of the women vote. Let's see. Now, what this means politically. Okay, so it tells that black people voted more for Crockett, white, Latino, young voters, and moderates voted more for Tallarico. Crockett got more of the Dallas and urban progressive voters, but Tallarico got everybody else. Ain't that crazy? It says, all right, look at that summary. Now, so here's a geographic breakdown of how the states voted in a Democratic primary. Statewide, James Tallarico got about 1.1 million votes, and Jasmine Crockett got 943,000 votes. So, and like I say, approximately 53% compared to about 45%. And it tells you what areas, who won what. And again, Crockett got more of Dallas County, Jefferson County, East Texas, black neighborhoods. And I showed y'all that map on my last video where the dark blue areas in Texas is where Jasmine Crockett won. It was mainly to the east and the southeast because that's where the majority of us are. And then the rest of it was where Tallarico won. So don't care about that. I don't care about that. Now, here we go. Now I want to get to the important part. I want to see if it could tell you how many black people voted and how many black men voted and how many black women voted. Let's get to it. It says there is no official count of how many black people voted in the Texas Democratic primary because Texas ballots do not record the voters' race. So this is a estimate and using census data, voter files, and exit polling. But we can estimate it pretty closely using three numbers: how many black people are eligible to vote, how many are registered, and the typical turnout rates in primaries. So let's get to it. Texas has roughly 2.9 million black eligible voters, according to a national voter data. Some political groups estimate as many as 4 to 4.5 million black voting age residents, but that includes people who are not citizens or not registered. So, a little more than half of the black people in Texas are registered to vote. Okay? So the realistic pool of eligible black voters is about 2.9 million people. Texas has about 18 to 18.6 million registered voters statewide. About 15% identify as black. So so when you multiply that 18.6 times 15%, you got that's where you get to 2.7 or 2.8 million registered votes. They say how many actually voted in the primary. Now it's getting good. It says the Democratic Senate primary had roughly 2 to 2.1 million total Democratic votes statewide. Primaries usually have much lower turnout, especially among minority voters. It say political analysts estimated black voters made up roughly 20 to 25% of the Democratic primary electorate because they are a core Democratic voting bloc. So estimated black turnout is this: out of the 20 to 25% of 2 million voters would be 400,000 to 500,000 black voters. So again, 2.7 to 2.8 million registered black voters, but approximately 400,000 to 500,000 voted. So Jasmine Crockett didn't even get a million black people to vote. Didn't even get 1/4 of voters to come out to vote for her. Why is that? Dr. O, tell me why is that? And so that would include black men and black women, right? But hold on. Let's continue just a little bit more. So when we do a gender split, we're going to say approximately 53% of women are registered voters and approximately 47% of men are registered voters. It says if that holds with black folk, that means 1.25 to 1.3 million black women are registered to vote. If that is true, not even 1/3 to 1/2 of registered black women in this state voted or even just voted for Jasmine Crockett. But she won't talk about what black men did. She wants to talk about what black men did. So again, let's recap. James Tallarico got about 1.1 million votes. Jasmine Crockett got a little less than 1 million with 943,000 votes. So there was 2.05 million voters. Exit polling say a low estimate. So say estimated black voters. A low estimate, it'll be 410,000. A high estimate is 510,000. So roughly 410 to 510,000 black voters. If if it was you break it into gender, I mean to gender amongst black people, black women, only 225,000 to 305,000 black women voted. Sisters, where were y'all at? Do you not realize? See, this is what I'm saying. We don't talk about women voting. We talk about, like I say, how Jasmine Crockett presented herself in front of them folk and in them folks on the folks Congress floor, trying to make changes, but you can't make changes the way she did it because everybody ain't with the way she acted. But we don't to say, dang, black women didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett. We don't say black men didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett. So we know what black men did and didn't vote for. But women, this woman got maybe 500,000 votes from black people total. And she knows this. She knows this and she's saying nothing about it. But I'm going to say something about it. And out of the 500,000, only 300, maybe 2/3 of it were black women. I give you applause for that. But what happened to the other million plus black women? They say black women registered to vote in Texas 1.2 to 1.3 million. And the only number of people that they say estimated was upwards of 240, let's say 250,000. Let's just give her that much. What happened to the rest, the other million black women? If this black girl magic you talk about, If every black woman voted in the state of Texas for Jasmine Crockett, she would have won his primary hands down without needing another single vote. Do you realize that? Yeah, if everybody else, because everybody else is on their own, is on their own agenda. Who gonna vote is who gonna vote. That's just what happened, right? But if for some reason, if black women, if every last one of y'all would have voted for Jasmine Crockett alone, just by yourself. But no, let's not say that, because let's say the other people voted for Tyler Rico, then he probably would have won. So if everything stays the way that it stands, status quo, but every black woman would have voted for Jasmine Crockett, she would have won the primary. And then you would have had a reason, Dr. O, to talk bad about black men. You would have had a reason to. You would have had a reason to dog us and say we ain't come through for and stuff like that. But it was as a collective, we just didn't get out there and vote. Period. Whether it was black men or black women, for whatever reason, we didn't vote. Enough of us didn't vote for. Now, y'all can make this up. How can y'all make this up? Every black person in Texas who feels that she should win, become a Senate, she can. You want to make history? If you really want to make history, every black person that's registered to vote, go in. Early voting now. Wait till election day. Stand in line at early voting, because you can go. Well, actually, you can go anywhere you want to. So there's no restrictions when it comes to like the actual election. But early voting, everybody can go in there, and you can write her name on the ballot. Every last one of us. What do we say? Two and a half, like 2.5 million black people. You can go in there, vote for, and it's a dang on good chance that she could win the Senate. That will break records. Written in black and a woman, there ain't nothing you can say. But anyway, I think I've said enough. Now I want to hear what you got to say. Leave your comments below. Share with the world. Have an intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you maybe a couple of minutes out of your day, but it means the world to us here at this channel. And with that being said, I leave you in peace and love, and I'll see you on the other side.